Once upon a time, in a quiet village called Sundarpur, there lived an old woman named Amaya. She was very old, with soft silver hair and a face full of gentle wrinkles. But her eyes were bright, warm, and full of kindness. Everyone in the village loved Amaya, because no matter how hard life became, she was always smiling. She lived alone in a small mud house near a large peepal tree. Her husband had passed away many years ago, and she had no children. Still, she never complained. Every day she sat under the tree, listened to people's worries, and spoke to them with love and patience. Life in Sundarpur was not easy. Some villagers were farmers, some were potters, and others worked in the small weekly market. Sometimes the rains did not come, the fields dried up. Sometimes people fell sick and could not work. Worry was a common guest in many homes. One afternoon, a young woman named Kavya came to Amaya. Her eyes were red from crying, and her voice trembled with fear. "My husband has gone to the city to find work," Kavya said. "He hasn't sent any money. My children are hungry, and I am scared about the future." Amaya looked at Kavya with calm eyes and smiled gently. "Sit down, my child," she said softly. "Tell me, what do you think will happen?" Kavya wiped her tears. "I only think of bad things. What if my husband never finds work? What if he forgets us?" Amaya shook her head slowly. "When we fill our mind with fearful thoughts," she said, "our heart becomes heavy. But when we choose hopeful thoughts, our heart becomes strong." Kavya asked, "But how can I think good thoughts when everything feels so bad?" Amaya smiled again. "Let me tell you a story." Kavya listened carefully. "Once," Amaya began, "there was a poor man sitting beside a river. He had no food, no money, and no family. He was crying loudly. An elderly traveler came and asked, 'Why are you crying?' The man said, 'I have nothing. How can I ever be happy?' The traveler smiled and said, 'Look around you. You have flowing water, shady trees, and the warm sun above you. If you only think about what you don't have, you will always suffer. But if you notice what you do have, peace will slowly enter your heart.' The man listened. He stopped crying, and from that moment, his life slowly began to change." Amaya looked at Kavya and said, "You see, my dear, nothing magical happened to that man. His life changed because his thinking changed." Kavya asked, "Can my thinking really change my life?" Amaya nodded. "Yes. If every morning you say, 'Today will be a good day,' you will find strength inside yourself. But if you only imagine what might go wrong, you will feel weak and tired before the day even begins." Kavya took a deep breath. "I understand," she said. "I will try." "That is the first step," Amaya replied. Kavya returned home with a lighter heart. Every morning she reminded herself, "Today will be a good day." She worked hard, took care of her children, and waited with hope. A few weeks later, a letter arrived. Her husband had found work in the city and was sending money home. Overjoyed, Kavya ran to Amaya's house. Amaya smiled and said, "When we face problems with hope, we find the strength to overcome them." Soon, many villagers began visiting Amaya. Her simple words brought peace to their hearts. And so, in Sundarpur, Amaya became a symbol of quiet wisdom, teaching everyone the power of positive thinking.